What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Chase, aka CR Media. Wow. Literally, Scott and I were talking backstage, and as soon as the countdown timer hit like like 10 or 11 seconds,
It shit itself.
my internet just took a gigantic dump. And it still is. Like, it's weird. So I'm on
It took
Xfinity
a shit up.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm on Xfinity Wi-Fi right now. And I seem to have green bars, but that's fantastic, guys. It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media, joined by another co-host. It's a wheel round in here. Don't worry. Don't get used to Scott's beautiful face. He's only going to be here for a couple weeks before he gets shipped off somewhere else. So don't worry about it. But one thing that will stay constant, guys, one thing that will stay absolute, if you will, is your boy Chase, aka CR
No,
Media.
no, Chase, that's not true. I'll be here for the long term.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. Let's get into some of these comments here. I've got Steven Chambers. He says, "No problem, guys. Appreciate you guys." Gears of Kai.
Yep.
Shout
You
out
got
to Gears of Kai. Gears of Kai is the newest subscriber of the Twitch. Gears of Kai took advantage of his subscription to the Twitch on CR Media and watched the show in the Discord. So
That's awesome, man.
yep. Only had a couple hiccups there, but guys, if you want to watch Royal Rumble with the CR Media Discord group, number one, join the Discord. It's !Discord in the chat. Number two,
Yep.
be a subscriber to the Twitch. It's $4.99 a month, or you can hit it with the Prime sub, whichever
Yeah.
you prefer. And then when Royal Rumble comes around, and not just Royal Rumble, but other live events, as long as permitted, I am home to do so. We will be watching those in the Discord.
In the Discord.
So definitely go check that out. In all seriousness, guys, I appreciate Scott. For those that don't know, Scott has been here since day one. Scott found me when I was advertising in other people's Discords to come watch the AEW Dynamite post show. And Scott has been a constant. He's here. He's been here almost, if not every single flipping week. And Scott works his butt off.
Too.
Yeah, Scott has worked his butt off in the chat as a mod. He's worked his butt off in my Discord as a mod. He also helps ABJ out here or there. So, to be honest with you, I was going to reel you in. But then when Dustin, like I said, Dustin was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, really wanted to do it. I thought, okay, I'll give Dustin a try and we'll see where this goes. But, it seemed like the right decision to pull Scott in and have Scott do this. So, couldn't be more happy that he was flexible enough to do so. Before we get started, guys, I do want to let everybody know we are not only live on CR Media's Twitch, CR Media's Facebook page, and CR Media's YouTube page, but we are also live on Sports Empire Network's Facebook page and YouTube page. Okay,
Right
yeah,
there.
as you see the new logo there. That logo I designed for Sports Empire Network. Doing a lot of great things. Doing a lot of great things over there at Sports Empire Network, guys. So news articles from a lot of guys that do a lot of good content. Also, tons and tons of content. We had the Wire to Wire podcast with my dude Gene on there tonight from the East Coast. Gene's a straight up real ass dude who loves sports. Definitely go give that show a follow. The Dogs, that's on Saturday. The Sunday Morning Drive, which I host, where we talk about NFL football. There is a ton, and one podcast. There is a ton of content on Sports Empire Network, guys. So if you guys have not, make sure you check out Sports Empire Network for all your sports needs, not just football, basketball, everything. Got a little bit of everything on there. I think we've even got a NASCAR show on there. So, also,
that's awesome, man.
If you guys any type of thing like that, Geek is partnered up with Sports Empire Network. You're going to go over there. You're going to purchase to whatever event you're going to. In my case, it was WrestleMania. I used my promo code. I got my $20 off, which was awesome. That $20 might buy one beer. I don't know. 14. Imagine what it's going to be like in Los Angeles WrestleMania. But who cares? I'm going to be there, and I use promo code. Yep, I use promo code SCN on SeatGeek.com when I bought my tickets. So,
That's
like
awesome,
I said, I do want to catch up with a couple of these.
Man, it's better than nothing.
Yes. I never mind. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I used to say something fun. We'll keep it fairly clean tonight. So
I'll keep it PG.
I'm gonna acknowledge comment here, and this is nothing cold. He says I'm beginning to believe that this.
I think 100%.
And Cole came through on Scott's Twitch. Scott is Twitch as well. So guys are on Scott or mine. Make sure you go, switch back and forth between follows. If you're on here, make sure you go find Scott on social media, and make sure you go find Scott on social media, give him a follow, and then vice versa. We're all here. We're all here to grow, and we're all here to talk about wrestling. Like, that's it. We're just here to have fun and talk about wrestling. Mick says my microphone is cutting off. Is my microphone cutting off?
I think it's your Wi-Fi signal not as strong as it was. So
okay.
Yeah, it was doing that little robotic thing for a minute, but it seems to be okay now.
Nice. Okay. Anyways, so all that stuff out of the way. I do want to start breaking.
No, I'm losing you.
Crazy.
Sorry.
Do me a favor, if you do lose me, just fill the dead air, please.
Yeah, will do, man. It just seems to be dropping in and out every now and again. So, oh shit, that's some harsh fucking reality there. That's some. Yeah, I had a feeling we lost Chase. I think his internet's playing up, so I guess I have to host it for a little bit by myself. Lovely to meet you all. As Chase was saying, if you're here, follow us on social media. Follow Chase on CR Media in 1988. Myself at Raz Dark Wolf, and yeah, you'll find us on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and I believe TikTok as well.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I sound like a robot?
No, you sound good now.
Okay. All right. If this thing messes up one more time, I am going to chuck my modem out the window, and I'm going to go stomp a mud hole in Comcast and walk it dry. Anyways, Lisa, Scotty is awesome, and I have all the faith in Scott to do this. So,
although you might get free WWE if Comcast buy it.
Yeah, I better. I pay enough money to these fools every month. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so
go there on that.
So I want to dial it back a little bit, guys. Hopefully we're all good. Hopefully we're going to continue on here. We're going to talk about Dynamite. It was a great show tonight. We're going to get into it. Before I start, there was a humongous influx of wrestling news that happened this week. Guys, I'm going to ask nicely that we try to keep it to AEW tonight. Try and keep it to AEW and keep it to the show that happened. Let's try
Yeah.
not to get off the rails. Join us on Sunday night. We'll talk about it Sunday night. But Sunday night for
Sunday night
bad
for bad
booking with
booking.
with Mark and ABJ and myself. You
Yeah.
come join us Sunday night. We'll talk about everything that happened this week. But for tonight, we're going to stick to AEW Dynamite. Okay. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I just want to make sure that we don't get off the rails too much here. So,
Yeah.
Scott, since it's your first time, since it's your well, not your first. It's definitely not your first.
Well, it is technically my first. It's my
It's the
first
first. It's the
official.
first. Yes, it's the first day of the rest of your life. Um, uh, what would you grade the show to start off before we go break it down?
If I am grading this show, I'm grading it very high tonight. It is at least an 8.9 up to a 9.6 for me.
Okay, right.
I can't
like
go
it.
a full 10.
I don't hate
I
it.
can't go a full 10. If I went a full 10, the show would be perfect. But there were spots in there that could have been done a lot better.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, I really dug it too. I think that I think that the final match of the best of seven, we're going to get into that, but I thought it was good, and I thought it was a great way to end the show. Obviously, I don't think any other match should have ended the show.
Oh, hell no.
But we'll kind of get into that. But I want to start off with the very first match. We opened up with quite the match, and it was
Hangman.
Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. All the animosity between the two, Mox was involved in Hangman smacking his head against the canvas and getting a concussion, which was very scary, especially with all the things that we've seen in sports the past couple of weeks. Obviously
especially in
the
the
thing
NFL as well. Like
the
whole shit that's gone down on the NFL side of things.
Yeah, and that's what's funny is like that happened months. The Hangman Adam Page thing happened a couple months prior to that, but coming back and being slowly, gradually getting back into it. Like I said, it's a little scary, but they I mean, it was hard hitting.
Fucking barn burner though. Like the match was fucking hard and it was solid. Like there was no real playing on the Hangman concussion, but you could see that the animosity was there, and it was great. It actually made that story like I know Kai has said about the stories, but that's the thing. This had a story behind it from back in the previous match.
Yeah. I will say that Moxley, I don't know if they were trying to up it, but Moxley looked legit hurt after the match.
I was worried about that. I'm not going to lie. I was actually worried because it did look like it was a possible legit injury, especially with the way that Hangman just stopped all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
My guess is maybe they're doing it as an angle so that it's like payback, and that he's and that he can take his vacation that he's been trying to take for fucking 6 months.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get that just yet. Maybe not. I think he waits till after Revolution to do that. But we'll see. Hangman gets back to winning ways, which was good. I am still of the opinion that I like Hangman Adam Page. I'm not, I'm not sour on him like some people are. And
I don't think his title run was the greatest, but in saying that, I think he has still kept it strong, and he's been able to keep a strong he's kept his matches strong. He's kept a strong profile in AEW. His title reign was just shit. He had some good matches there, but it was just lackluster compared to other title reigns.
Absolutely. So the match overall was I thought it was really good. I'm not gonna I'm really stingy with my grades.
Yeah,
I think 8, 9 is like really, really good. Obviously, I'm never going to score anything at 10 or higher, because if you scored a 10, that's perfect. And then if it's perfect, you might as well stop watching, because nothing will ever top that.
yeah, for sure.
So like Dum Dum here just did, our friend,
Old mate Axel.
our friend Axel, who says 10 out of 10. You might as well stop watching wrestling. There's nothing. 10 out of 10 is
Nothing
perfect.
been. Yeah, it
Nothing's
means
gonna
there's
beat it.
nothing better.
So, anyways, like I said, I'm a stickler about my ratings. So that match I'm going to give it a 7.2. I thought it was really good.
I'd give
Like I
it at
said,
least an 8 for the match.
yeah, people just got to understand, when I do, like I said, when I do those ratings, like it's different. Like, I mean, I'm not even gonna, like, Okada Kenny is not gonna get over a 9 or a 9.5, because, like I said, you start getting into that realm, and you're talking greatest of all time and stuff like
Oh,
that.
for
So,
sure.
anyways, that's why I don't do ratings, because you know what I mean. And Gears of Kai brought it perfectly. If you do letter grades, you never have a perfect. I agree. Unless you go like A plus plus, then it's like, okay,
A
that's
triple
ridiculous.
plus
But
and
yeah,
all that
but
bullshit.
like I said, 7.2. The match was good. Like I said, it was hard hitting. It was exactly what you wanted from a Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley match.
Yeah. And then we
So
went
we
to
go
commercial.
we went to commercial, and we come back with Tony Schiavone standing in the ring. And the way Tony Schiavone swerved us, I thought he was calling MJF out.
Same, not alone there,
Yeah.
man. I seriously, like, when he turned around and said, sorry, when he turned around and said, I hate to introduce this guy, I'm like, he's calling out MJF. And I'd actually written that down in my notes. I'm
Yeah.
like, he's written down. And then all of a sudden, all you hear is, it's all about that. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
I almost shit the bed.
I was not expecting Adam Cole to come out tonight, by any means necessary. But he did, and he gave a very babyface esque promo.
Oh, for sure.
Of course he did. Um, was that a car, or did Chase Cracker Rat? Probably a car, Axel.
It was a motorbike.
So yes, Gears of Kai. Adam Cole was out, and Adam Cole was out to the point where a lot of people thought he wasn't coming back
Career ending, yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it was
So it
all.
was,
My friend actually messaged me, like, asking me if I was watching, and then said, has he come out to announce his retirement? You know how Daniel Bryan did back in the E, and I looked at it and I'm like, there's a possibility, but still, holy shit, this is a big moment.
Yeah. Mick wants us to know that he's back. We appreciate you
Welcome
coming
back,
through,
Mick.
But yeah, he, like I said, he came out, gave a very baby face esque promo, about missing the fans, about appreciating everybody who, said great things about him while he was gone. And then, it kind of,
teased the retirement.
swerved me for a little bit. He said, now the bad news. And then when he said that, he goes, yeah. He was like, bad news for everybody in AEW, because I'm back. So
Yeah. The
thought
crowd
that
was so fucking hot as well. Like, as soon as he said that it was bad news, they started booing like there was no tomorrow, and they're like, fuck you, you come out and now you're gonna leave us. Like, get fucked. That's not fair.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it was fucking amazing. Like, there had been no word of him coming back either. Like, the fact that they could hide the fact that they could hide that so well and have him return without anybody knowing about it was just fucking perfect.
Yes, agreed.
Like,
Give me 1 second there. All right, cool. We are good to go. Had to make sure that I was still connected on one end because it was showing that it was. Um, no, no worries, brother. Just a little bit.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
all good.
All right. So yeah, the next match.
Well, the next
Jungle.
segment was the acclaimed.
Yes.
Yeah, just in a backstage segment
Yeah.
talking about Rampage.
Well, I don't know if you saw it or not, but the crowd was not happy about that
No, they
at
were
all.
not. No, they
Obviously,
were not.
because of all the news in professional wrestling this week, there has been a lot of talk about, oh, we can't wait for Max Caster's rap about all of this, and they didn't
There was
get
a
it.
mild shot at there was a mild shot at the whole board situation and
Yeah,
unanimously voting, but other than that, it was very very tame compared to
yeah,
what it could have been.
absolutely. Um, so the tag team match: Jungle Boy and Hook versus Big Will, because I refuse to call him Big Bill.
Big
So
Willie style.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably get hit by Will Smith's copyright team or something. And Lee Moriarty faced off in this tag team match. I wasn't sure was the announcers were the announcers referring to him as just Jungle and not Jungle Boy?
No, they did say Jungle Boy. They did
Okay,
say Jungle Boy,
okay,
but
I
it was. I think it was because it was Jungle Hook, because it was the
gotcha.
team Jungle Hook. So, which
Yep.
surprisingly make a damn good team. I got to say,
I I dug it
fucking
too. There was a couple of things that kind of irked me just a little bit about the
yeah,
match. Um, uh, I Morrissey looks ridiculous with Hook. They do this thing where, um, you know, I mean, like I get it that he's a suplex machine. He's supposed to be like his dad.
yeah,
Um, but like this weird thing of him overpowering Morrissey just kind of is a little bit of a head scratcher, and I'm not one to do that. Like that's not my
yeah.
forte to be like, oh my god, you're beating up on a big guy that would easily squash them. Like
It
that's
falls
not
into
my
the.
Deal.
It falls
So
back into the same situation we had with Darby last week,
yep,
of Darby beating Joe. Like,
yep,
yes, this time there was a bit more working over of the guy, but is it believable? Is it believable? I mean, yes, we know Hook can fight, we know Hook can go, but is Morrissey not going to kick the crap out of him when, like, just straight boot to the face in a real
yeah,
fight? Like,
yeah. But it's wrestling, so
yeah,
that's all right. What I will mention because Gears of Kai mentioned it, and he even put in the Discord. He was like, "I don't want to nitpick, but," and I did the same thing. I was like, "I don't want to be nitpicky," so I didn't even write it down. But when he
yeah.
said it, I was like, "Okay, if we both are being nitpicky, I think that's all right."
I must have
not a
missed that
huge group
spot.
in here to not.
I
Yeah, it
must have
was right
missed
at
that
the
spot.
end. It was right at the end.
Okay.
Hook turned around and was walking to the corner to get back on the apron, and Jungle Boy's getting pinned, and Hook no sells it and just walks back to the corner, and it was like,
Okay.
bro,
Yeah, I
like
must
your
have
partner's
paid
getting
attention to
pinned.
that one. But yeah, because I saw the setup was to try and set up for the T-bone suplex.
Yep.
That was
which
the
which
whole.
was an awesome spot, as Steven Chambers just mentioned. He was surprised by it. I
Yeah,
mean, like it looked good, and I thought that was awesome that Hook did it. Like I said,
I'm glad he did. I'm glad Hook didn't land on top of him, like when I've seen it done before, and they generally land on top of them in that suplex, but he didn't. He actually released it, and Morrissey went flying. Oh shit! Chase is gone again. Okay, so we're up to the Hook, and gotta say, it was an okay match. It wasn't 100%, but still, it was definitely something that we could have seen again in the future. We're probably going to see it again in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, hey, you back now?
Yep. I think. I don't know. I mean,
Your
who
internet's
knows?
playing funny buggers.
Who knows? I'm not very happy about it. So, like I said, I
Yeah.
pay a lot of money to Comcast every month.
It's understandable,
And
man.
this
You wouldn't.
is, yeah, this is not.
Yeah. No,
So
not at all.
I'm gonna be cool. I'm not gonna throw stuff and scream and cuss and kick and complain and stuff like that. We're gonna you know what they say, the show must go on. So that's what we're gonna do.
So next
We had
segment
this.
was the backstage segment with Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
Which
Are the best friends still best friends?
I don't know, but I find that segment rather pointless, and I'm pretty sure that Hunter would have used his skip card on that segment.
I don't think it was pointless. I don't get me wrong. Like I agree that I think it was. I don't think it was necessary for this show. I think maybe they could have put it on somewhere else,
Yeah,
especially because neither one of them were out there tonight. That's one thing I don't like is if you're not going to contribute to the show, I don't really, especially if you haven't contributed to what I mean is if you haven't contributed to the show in weeks,
yeah,
why are you still getting promos? But I think it did serve a purpose because I think we are going to see some tension between all of them. So
I can. It would be good to split up Orange Cassidy from the best friends to give him that little bit more of a dimension, and it would allow him to then develop himself further. I mean, I know he's already got a character, but it means then he wouldn't need to have the best friends in his corner, and they could do something with him by himself,
absolutely,
and give the
absolutely.
best friends another chance to go for the tag titles. Right.
Match of the night, in my opinion. Um, Brian Danielson versus Takeshita.
Take a shitter.
So and this was the only negative thing I would have to say about this match is I just didn't see the point in having MJF come out and do this whole shtick he did. Which, like I
Yeah.
said, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that the original plan was for Tony Schiavone to interview MJF, and then because of all the craziness and all the talk, because I'll tell
There
you
was
what,
a
one of the
rewrite.
main things that I heard yesterday was I wonder what AEW is going to do tomorrow. I wonder how AEW is going to respond to this tomorrow. I wonder what's going to happen on Dynamite. A
And
lot
I
of people
think
said it. And I think with that, I think Tony pulled that segment with MJF and Tony
I think
Schiavone and put Adam Cole and Adam
I
Cole in that
also
spot.
think that the AEW actually responded really well this time around. Like,
Yeah.
because the news was huge, as we all know, but they did. Yes, you had some shots taken at WWE, but it was a lot more subtle this time around.
Yep.
And we had the fact that they showcased to us why they're the product they are through wrestling. They did it through wrestling. They didn't do it just through promos and like 15 to 20 minute segments of useless crap.
Yep.
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
it
well,
through
you know,
the
and
actual
and
ring
a lot of
skills.
that I think has to do with the fact that I don't think what happened yesterday has much to do with that. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that um uh shit, I was looking at something, got distracted. I think it has to do with Tony's criticism that he's faced lately because of a lot of the stuff that's been happening backstage and whatnot. So
Yeah,
um, I
yeah.
don't, like I said, I don't necessarily think that uh, it had a lot to do with it, but I still would say that there was probably some influence to it. And
Oh,
like I
for
said,
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if MJF was originally supposed to do, because this just seemed out of place and it seemed unnecessary for him to come out. Yeah, it was
Well,
funny.
considering
We got to see him.
they were hyping MJF as like that we were going to hear from him,
Yeah.
so it it did seem very odd because I had to go to the bathroom right as Takeshita had come out, and I come back and MJF's in the
So
ring. I'm like,
you had to take a shit right when MJF was making the joke about take a
pretty
shit up,
much,
take a shit up. Yep.
pretty much. But
Nice, nice.
I was like, what? Why is MJF in the ring? Like, I thought we were getting a match, and then yeah. But in saying that, once that promo was over, that match was by far match of the night. Like, it just stood above everything else. It felt like it could have been on Wrestle Kingdom or a pay per view.
Yep. No,
Like,
I mean when the match finally started, there was great ring work by both guys. They wore each other down. They told that story inside the ring.
yeah,
Like we all thought that they would. Um, the one thing that you pointed out about Brian's chest being super red, Brian's chest was bleeding. There was
yeah,
blooding. There was blood coming out of his pores from all those chops that he was
they
taking.
were solid as chops, and you could hear it as well. Like,
Yep.
if you go back and watch it, you just listen to those chops, and they are solid, and they echoed throughout the arena.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Um,
holy crap!
one of the things that really got me and the crowd was that tilt-a-whirl blue thunder bomb
Oh
that
yes,
that that,
yes,
that Takeshita did to Brian,
yeah,
and
that was
um,
amazing, and the fact when Brian got him in the submission, like he got him in the label lock, and then he looked like he was going to tap,
yep,
and but then made it to the ropes, even with Brian like twisting his arm up again to try and get like the full lock.
yep.
That was
So
insane.
one of the things that I think I overlooked in the beginning here, but was an interesting part of this match, was when Daniel dove through the ropes. They mentioned about the new barricade,
Yeah.
which is kind of more of like a wall than it is,
Okay.
you know,
A
um,
fencing.
yeah, fencing. So,
I thought it was
which
pretty.
is,
I swear it
yeah,
was fencing for most of it.
no, it's a new cover, or a new guardrail. So
Okay.
I think it's more like a plexi than it is anything else, because it didn't look like metal or
Yeah.
padded, or however like WWE does theirs.
I might
Like I
have to go
said,
back and look at that because I didn't actually pay attention.
yep.
I
Um,
think that's one
I
thing
was
I
gonna
never
say,
really pay attention to the guardrail.
yeah. Um, Freddie is a Scooby Dooby douchebag. um, so Takashita passed out, and it was
Yeah.
right before it was due to the stomps to the face. He passed out, and he was technically passed out before Daniel even applied the submission. So Danielson won, and it was like I said, it was super cool to see that, because we're uh, trying to get Danielson to pick up some wins before Revolution, or before this Iron Man match, whenever it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be at Revolution or prior. We'll
It's going to be
see.
Revolution. Yeah.
Okay. which is great that they can fill that. Let's fill an hour with an Iron Man match with Bryan Danielson and
MJ.
MJF, and not have a 4 hour pay-per-view with 17 matches.
See, the
So,
problem
but
that a lot of people are going to crack it at, though, is that it's MJF in an Iron Man match. And he's not known to go in an Iron Man match. He's not known to have strong quality matches. We know that Daniel can.
Yeah.
We know that Danielson can, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I'm not really interested in those people that say that stuff. So
fair enough
to them. Juice Robinson got interviewed, and then he challenged Orange Cassidy. No, I'm just kidding. He challenged Darby Allin.
Your mate.
Oh man, I gaslit the shit out of you on that. You were like, you mean Darby Allin, and then I went and changed it, and I was like, no, I said Darby Allin. That's what I meant.
Cheeky little bugger on that one. I saw that it said edited next to it, and I'm like, he got me. Little turd.
Tony Storm and Saraya versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. The crowd
did not like this.
No. The crowd didn't like Saraya or Tony Storm. The crowd was over like Rover on Britt and Jamie Hayter. They were chanting for Britt.
Oh, they were hyped for Britt and Jamie Hayter, and they cheered for Tony. But as soon as Saraya came out, it was flat. Like the crowd was flat because that everybody wanted, or everybody thought they wanted Mercedes.
Yeah.
Well, they thought that they were going to get Mercedes because we were going to get some backstage shenanigans.
Well, so here's the thing. We know as we have talked about several times on this show, and as you you mentioned before, Mercedes' time in AEW will come, and when her time does come, it will be against Jade Cargill. It won't be against Britt. It won't be against Britt Baker. Britt Baker will be later down the road. Jamie Hayter will be later down the road. The story right now for Mercedes for Mercedes Moné is Jade Cargill. That's what it is.
Like I said,
so I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed at all.
I wasn't either.
I don't want to see Mercedes get thrown into this big, huge cluster that is, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Tony Storm, Hikaru Shida, and Saraya. I don't want to see that. I want to see Mercedes and Jade Cargill. That's the money match.
Did you notice tonight that we got Jamie Hayter pinning Tony Storm for the win?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then also, Sheeta slid in the kendo stick, and she acted like it was an accident. We know that wasn't an accident. We know.
Sure.
Yeah, we know what that was. And we know what that's leading to.
Definitely. We're going to get a heel turn from Sheeta, and I think it'll be better for her character because she played the face for so long, and yes, she was the face of the women's division during the pandemic era.
Do you know how I look at this? Do you remember when Punk very first came in? Punk worked Darby. Punk worked, Punk worked Wheeler Yuta. Punk worked a lot of those guys. This is what Saraya's doing now. Saraya's like, okay, I've worked Britt. I'm comfortable now. Like, because Britt was the one who you trusted to be in the ring with, Saraya. Regardless of what anybody thinks about Britt Baker or her backstage politics, like Britt is obviously a very, very unique talent, very, very good at what she does. That's why they trusted her with Saraya. So now Saraya's got confidence now from working with Britt. So now you're going to see Saraya go and pick women like Sheeta, And all the others that are probably on there. You'll probably see Soraya work with. I
Sky
always
Blue
think
and
of
stuff like that.
I always think of her from Straight Edge Society.
Oh,
Um,
Serena Deeb. Yeah,
Serena Deeb.
yeah.
Like I said, you'll see matches like that coming from Soraya now.
But in
Once
saying that,
Soraya's
Serena Deeb is a bigger veteran than Saraya anyway. So
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is once you get in once you see Soraya, I keep wanting to call her Paige. And once you get Soraya comfortable, Soraya is going to start picking out people and going, okay, I want to work with them, I want to work with them, and I want to work with them. And
yeah,
that's what
and we're
this whole
going
thing with Hikira Shida is. So, guessing fatal
Steven
five way:
Taylor.
Soraya, Shida, Tony, Britt, and Jamie. Interesting. I can see it.
Could could
Um,
work. Could work. And I mean, you've just got to make sure that everybody's timing is on par.
there was an Eddie Kingston and Ortiz
Ortiz.
promo,
Yeah.
and they're arguing about the message the House of Black left. Are we? There's no universe, and what I repeat, there is no universe in all of Doctor Stephen Strange's 14 million one universes where he only saw one outcome where the Avengers won. Out of all 14 million of those universes, guys, there is not one that I see Eddie Kingston joining the House of Black.
Well,
So
he's worked
so
with.
unless the House of Black is throwing curveballs at these guys,
Well, he
uh,
worked
we,
with Malachi previously in other federations
yeah,
and other companies. So
yeah, he was still Eddie Kingston at heart.
yeah,
I
and
just could you see Eddie Kingston doing what uh could you see Eddie Kingston
oh hell no, hell
yeah,
no, no
exactly.
way. There is no way.
Donned doing up the black paint, wearing
Eddie
what
Kingston
wearing what
as a goth kid would just look weird.
yeah.
It would be like if all of a sudden
This light is too bright, guys.
you had Miley Cyrus singing like black metal.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought you were gonna say Miley Cyrus singing country music. I was like, oh, there's
Oh
a
no,
funny,
because
it's a funny story. It's a
Miley
funny
Cyrus
story
singing
about
country is
that.
actually really damn good. And yes, I have seen the videos of her with Dolly Parton.
Yep. um,
I may look like this, but I have a wide variety of musical taste.
really,
Yes,
I'm very shocked to find that out. Uh,
Dolly Parton is a legend, and she should be treated as a legend. She reminds me of Betty White.
there you go. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys. Not only are you getting AEW Dynamite tonight, you're getting some pop culture too. Uh, speaking of pop culture, and separating AEW Dynamite from pop culture, the same way we separate AEW with professional wrestling and every other thing else
Sports
with sports
entertainment.
entertainment. We got a. I love the segues tonight, man. These are really effing good. Sorry about dropped another one myself. So grew up an emo kid and metalhead. Now I listen to a lot more pop. Interesting.
And there's nothing wrong with that, Kai. Like at the end of the day, like you like what you like, and
Yep.
nobody can tell you any different. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
Listen, music, much like professional wrestling, is subjective.
exactly.
And
Like
there's a lot of different tastes and there's a lot of different stuff. You may not like that it's not realistic that somebody beats somebody up.
yep.
And that's all right. It's
You
okay to
know,
have that opinion.
it's like a lot of people look shocked when I tell them one of my favorite bands of all time is Queen.
That's not shocking. It's
And
not
like,
shocking
yes,
at
they've
all.
got some rocky songs, but they also have some very generic pop songs.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Wow, Chase. I don't know what he's saying wow for.
I think he's talking about your wrestling take.
Oh, I don't know. So we get, like I said, we get the JAS.
Game
They
show
come out.
hosts.
Yep, they come out all in uniform, which is a
Speaking of,
little.
sorry to interrupt. Speaking of that, where the heck is our game show host? Where is he
I don't
tonight?
know.
Why is he not in the chat?
I don't know.
Hunter,
Somebody needs to go fetch Hunter out
yeah,
of the. I
out
was
of the
gonna say.
1980s and bring him into our chat.
Well, I was gonna say he might be. He might be streaming himself. I don't know. I,
True.
I can't
Didn't think of
see.
that. No, he's
Yeah.
not. He's offline on Twitch.
Interesting. Interesting. Um, but like I said, they all came out in uniform, like the Temptations or somebody. Daddy Magic's nipples. I just
Again,
wanted to throw that out there. Um,
you're
they
gonna get a
mentioned
head.
the PWG invasion.
Yeah, which
I thought that was interesting.
it is
Um,
actually very interesting considering like the fact it's PWG
yeah,
and some of those talent have crossed over to another section of the world
yeah,
slash company.
yeah. A lot of those guys were brought through and picked up by NXT Black and Gold.
Yeah,
So that was very interesting to see AEW kind of shoot into that. Kind of makes you wonder if because what does everybody always compare NXT Black and Gold to?
AEW.
No, no, before that. Let's go back a little
Oh,
bit before
PWG,
that.
yeah.
PWG. What is
And
um
also Evolve.
yep,
Yeah.
but also ROH.
Yeah, true. True.
Uh,
And
a lot of people compared NXT Black and Gold to a ROH with sports entertainment kind of mixed in, and really it wasn't that much. Because
ROH
I'm
with
a
a budget.
huge, yeah, ROH with a budget, exactly. So very interesting to see that they would kind of connect with PWG right around the same time that there's a deal getting worked out with ROH, and
Yeah.
there's a talk of ROH having weekly shows on Honor Club and all that other stuff. So is
Mm.
PWG going to be the new farm system for ROH?
Maybe. Like I think it's one of those things, like especially with I mean, the invasion happened before the obvious fact of old mate McMahon throwing his weight around,
Yep.
but yeah, there could be a thing. I can definitely see that. I'm not going to deny that there is a high possibility of PWG being brought in to be the farm for ROH.
You're not going to be waiting much longer, Dustin. Don't worry, it's
We're
coming
almost
out.
at
It's
the end.
coming out. It's coming out soon. Look at Gears of Kai thrown in there. Relived some 2004, 2016 NXT, and seeing Dak Draper blew my mind. That was a
Yeah,
scary, scary picture to see Dak Draper on NXT because he did not look like Dak Draper. He had like this little curly fro, and he had like I don't know, man. It didn't look like Dak Draper to me. Definitely
not the
didn't
Dak
look like
Draper
the
you knew.
no, no, definitely not the Mile High Magnum, man. He was teaming with Baron Corbin. It was right before Baron Corbin got his big singles push
Yeah.
in NXT.
Um,
So
with regards to this segment, what did you think of Andretti and Starks coming out?
I liked it because obviously I really love that they're still using Action Andretti. I think Action Andretti needs or I don't know if somebody wrote his lines, but you know,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think it was good that we actually got to see him.
Slap your face off of your face.
That was Jake
That
Hager.
was yeah.
Yeah,
The
that was that I was listening to that and I'm like, what
yeah.
on earth
So
did he just say?
Jake Hager and Action Andretti
Starks.
both were kind of rough.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, it is what it is.
I think it
But
stumbled Starks as well because when Starks challenged him and said like about having the match, it put a bit of it was a bit awkward to say the least.
yep. And Gears kind of hit the nail on the head there. He said everybody in that segment kind of needed some mic work.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was very entertaining. I love that they're still using Action Andretti. I think that's great. I think it's great. Great.
We've gone
But
over the F bomb counter, haven't we?
I know. Well, you
Sorry.
took them all. You
I'm
took them
sorry.
all. I had to set them out. I'm like, okay, six, three of us, three for you, three for me. And in
You
the
didn't
first
tell
10
me
minutes,
beforehand.
for the first 10 minutes, you dropped like 10 of them. I was like, Jesus, Scott. I was like, here's all mine. So I'm just kidding, man. Just messing with
I can't even use any next week.
I know. You used so many in the first 15 minutes. I was like, damn. No, I'm just messing with you. We're trying to clean it up a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight. So, like I said, Sports Empire Network, which I am an administrator for. Like I said, I designed that logo. I'm on part of the staff. We're trying to build an empire, so to speak, there. And we've got a lot of opportunities, a lot of great opportunities. If I wanted to, I could put this show on Roku TV or
Oh, wow.
Amazon TV if I wanted to. Like I said, we've got a lot of great things going on over there.
So
So to
definitely keep
kind
the
of,
F-bombs to a minimum.
yeah. So, and that was kind of just the conversation. It wasn't a conversation with me. It was just a conversation in general. Like, like if Dave Portnoy stops by one of our shows and sees somebody like Axel laying down on his couch with a microphone that barely picks up any words, or or here's somebody just dropping F bomb after F bomb.
Yeah.
They're gonna pass by and they're not gonna think
No,
twice
that's
about it.
completely understandable, man.
Yeah.
And look, I appreciate that you brought it up with me about it
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
you're fine. You're fine, dude. I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up to myself. I was like, you know, I've
And you
I've
just
almost
did it
done it.
again anyway.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Like I said, I've had to do it a couple times where I've been like, but like I said, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get over this, just kind of get back to this thing here. We had, Ricky
Climb that ladder,
Starks.
Chase. Climb that ladder.
Yes, exactly. Ricky Starks challenging Jake Hager. And like you mentioned, Jake Hager, slap your face off your face.
Peace.
Just
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was just like,
Um,
nah, that doesn't work for me, mate.
yeah. I was like, as soon as and Gears of Kai said it, the segment was, kind of rough on everybody.
Oh,
So
yeah.
watching Action struggle with it, and then watching Jake struggle with it. Yeah.
I think it may have been a rewrite segment again as well. There might have been something that they had to rewrite in there, which caused it to go the way it did. Because this show felt really strong. Like the whole show felt really strong, except for a few points, and that segment was one of them.
Yeah.
That segment had to be one of the problems because it was good. It got the message across, but it failed in its delivery of the message.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. It was a little rough. But the good part is, after it ended, we went to a commercial and we
Came back for that.
came back for the 7th match for the best of 7. I will tell you that the match was given about 15 minutes, and then they announced it was going to go a little bit over. I didn't think it would go over. I thought that they just did that just kind of like just a segue part, like, oh, hey, if we need to go over, we will. I didn't think it actually would. I thought the match had a perfect time limit.
Oh, definitely.
I am a little bit less sour on this thing. Number one, Jakey Bakey, appreciate you joining, sir.
Welcome,
Um,
Jakey.
so like I said, I've been sour on this elite versus death triangle thing, the best of seven. We knew how it was going to end up. We knew how it was going to end. Once I got over how sour it was, I was able to enjoy it. I will tell you guys that I thought the match had perfect time limit. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't go over. It didn't go over too much time. It wasn't like in
Yeah.
your face or anything like that.
No, I mean, we did have a couple of spots where it was get as many spots as you can in within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was also one of those things that it, like I said in the chat, we had 2 table spots, really strong table spots, one right after the other. Then we had a 3rd table spot later in the match, which, not complaining about table spots, great, but to see the 1 and 2 was really a bit crazy.
Yeah. The link is in the chat, guys. As you guys come in, I'll keep you in the backstage, and then we'll bring you on. We are going to obviously, if only one person shows up tonight, I'll give them a little bit longer than 2 minutes. But if I get multiple people in here, we are going to have to limit it to 2 minutes because I'm not trying to be on until 3:00 in the morning. So,
and as ABJ has said before, we are going to make sure that you have to have a webcam, and you need to be on camera. For us to talk to you, otherwise you can't be here.
Yeah,
because we don't
if you come on and say some dumb shit,
you're going to be held accountable for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna embarrass the fuck out of you. So
yeah,
sorry.
We just went over the amount of F's that have been dropped.
Yeah, that's all right. I figured for the situation,
I mean,
there could be one more. Yeah, I figured for the situation we could drop one more. But
you are the host, so it's only fair.
So the match was, like I said, the match had a perfect time limit. It was given 15 minutes. It went a little bit over. It was like about 3 or 4 minutes over. It's my favorite match out of the best of 7. Obviously, it's not my favorite match involving the Bucks and Death Triangle. Or the Lucha Bros.
Me, that goes to the cage match.
Yeah, the cage match would have to be mine too.
That cage match back in what was it, 2021?
I think so. Yeah, it was all out, right?
I believe so. Yeah, 2021. It was the cage match for the titles, and that was insane. That by far is my favorite match between the Bucks and the Lucha Bros.
But the Elite got their moment, so good for them. Glad they're able to win the trios titles now. Now, unless the House of Black challenges the Elite, because I don't think. I don't think FTR and this whole FTR and Punk thing. Number one, I'm still not sure it's going to happen, and 2, if it does happen, I don't know if it's going to happen.
I don't know if it will happen soon because of Punk still being injured. That's the problem, and with Punk being injured, that still throws curveballs, and we might get them. We might get them back for Revolution. It might have enough time frame, but who knows? I guess it depends on Punk's injury, and like FTR were starting to. Like in Japan, they were throwing out the sort of heel tactics and like the heelish crowd look. Yes, they were still faces, but there was elements of them being heel. I mean, I guess we could play with the fact that they lost all their belts, so they want to come and claim something else to prove that they are the best team in the world.
Absolutely. Jeremy, appreciate you joining with us. But yeah, man. So like I said, I'm glad they got their moment. If they're not going to work a program with House of Black, then what's going to happen is the trios titles. If they're not going to work a program with House of Black prior to working this program with FTR Punk, or if this program with FTR and Punk even happens, then these trios titles will do exactly what I told Mark they would do, and that
they'll fall by the wayside and they'll stay there. So
they'll become irrelevant. So,
and look, I hope
absolutely positively irrelevant.
I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that we do see more of the trios titles. Obviously, I would have loved to have seen Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Elite. That would have been a great match.
It would have been. Bobby Fish ruined that though. So
yeah, he ruined it, and I'm betting he's probably majorly regretting his decision right now.
maybe not. I don't want to assume. If he's happy, he's happy. But
we'll find out in the future. But that's
end AEW Dynamite, guys. Your new trios champions are the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, the Elite. So
look,
shocker.
If it had been a perfect ending, I would have had them win the belt, or as Kenny's going to get the belts, Punk's music hit.
Yep.
And it's like, and people would have been like a holy shit moment.
Yep. You think
especially so? Especially if you see Punk and FTR walk out onto the ramp, and then Kenny pulls the belts down.
So we're gonna wrap up the AEW Dynamite part. I've got one guy in here waiting, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him in, and he's not gonna be given a time limit because nobody else clicked the link. So if you guys aren't wanting to join the show tonight, I'm totally cool with that. That means I'm gonna get out of here early and go try and make babies with my wife. So, after his retirement from this show, we get the one and only Mr. Midwest.
Howdy.
Hello, Dustin.
Hey, Scotty.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Look, I just said I wouldn't be able to make the show on time. I didn't say I'd never be able to show up again.
I know. I'm just giving you shit. I do the same thing with Mark. When Mark jumps in the chat, I'm like, wait a second, I thought you can't do this. So,
Yep. I'm gonna be honest, Joe. I genuinely only came in here to say hi to everybody. I did not watch the show. Nothing. I was at work, so
nothing wrong with that, man.
I just figured I'd come in, pop in, and say hello. And I want to say I called it.
Yep. You and everybody else did.
Me and literally every wrestling fan on the planet.
Yep.
It was one thing that it was a given right from the start. Like,
yeah,
I'll admit when they gave them the Death Triangle, the 2-0, I was like, okay, a bit concerning. But then, you knew it was going to be a 3-3, and then they're going to have the best of 7, and the 7th is going to be the decider.
So y'all were talking about Punk and FTR.
Yes.
I have one that I personally would prefer. And that'd be FTR and Sean Spears. I think the match quality would be higher due to the fact that Sean Spears is younger and is honestly, in my opinion, a better wrestler than CM Punk is. I think the match quality would just be right now. Like in 2023.
I just wanted to clarify.
Right
you know me, Dustin. I'm all for opinions, no matter how bad they are. But if you tried to tell me that Sean Spears was a better wrestler
can I
all time,
overall, I would.
I'd have been lying at that point.
Can I ask you? Would Sean Spears get the pop that Punk would get?
No, he wouldn't get the pop.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I think if Punk's music would have hit tonight, I don't think that pop would have been that big. That crowd was very pro Elite, pro Brit. That was a very pro.
It would have been damn huge because it would have been like
but
people would have been like, oh shit, it is.
Yep, let's do that.
But would it have been a
do
pop
that in the Midwest
of cheers, or would it have been a pop of booze?
I think it just would have been a pop in general. and then
Yeah.
eventually it would have turned to booze, especially in California.
Yeah.
In California, it's Young Bucks country. It's all, like I said, that crowd was very pro Elite.
Well, it's the Young
know.
Bucks' hometown area, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're from California, so
Rancho Cucamonga,
yeah.
California. So
Yeah.
But I always
I'm
thought
just
that was
saying,
actually
for
a fake
me,
place.
for match quality, it would have been better for
absolutely, and I'll agree with you.
Sean Spears.
I'll
I'm
agree
not
with you, Justin,
saying
just
that
because
Spears isn't a good wrestler. I'm saying that for the pop and for the crowd interaction of the match and for continuity, you're gonna want Punk.
Yeah, Punk by far would be the better choice
Yeah.
from everything that happened with the media scrum and just storyline wise, and having using the negative and turning it into a positive. I think that Punk was a far better decision for that, but specifically match quality.
Yep.
Oh,
and then I'm kind of with
quality.
y'all. I'm still gonna call them the Undisputed Era versus the Elite would have been chef's kiss, absolutely beautiful. But injuries happen. Bobby Fish does what Bobby Fish did.
See,
Punk.
I would have loved to have seen the Undisputed Era versus the Elite, because that just would have been AEW versus NXT.
Yeah,
essentially.
It would have been the groups that ran the respective shows during the Wednesday Night Wars clashing.
Yep.
However, I do believe that Tony Khan would have done the same thing that Vince did when it came to NWO and WWF, WWE, and he would have, and the Elite would have won over.
And the Hunter Sting thing, where Hunter had to beat Sting because it was WCW.
Yeah, but the match quality would have been way better.
Oh yeah.
No, Stephen, are you what?
Oh, no way.
Holy shit, he did.
Hey, language.
No, I'm not allowed to drop F-bombs.
F-bombs. F-bombs are the big thing.
So I could have came on here, and the first things out of my mouth could have been some stupid shit because of what Chase said. If somebody comes on here and says some stupid shit.
Yeah. You could.
I literally could have just said some stupid shit.
No. So there's a guy on TikTok who I've watched before, and he does the same. I kind of stole the idea from him. His name is Sneaky. It's called the Sneaky G podcast. He's a big New York Giants fan. He lives in Dallas, but anyways, he does the same thing that we do here. He'll do a podcast, and then he invites people on. Well, unfortunately, and he's a little, like I said, he's a little bit more snarky about it because he's a big dude, and people will call him, racial slurs, make fun of his weight and stuff like that. And they'll do it behind a mask, and they'll do it with their lights off or whatever, so people can't see him. So that's why that's why I wish somebody
would call you out. Yeah.
I'd clip it and put it on the internet. So is what I
like had Scotty and then I would his beard back. I'd have came in here and be like, "What's up, babyface 2?"
Yeah.
But
this is less than 2 weeks.
We'd have called him. We'd have started singing Creed to him. Well, I'm wide open,
and I can't boot you from this.
I know. I've got the power.
I can boot you from the Discord, but not this.
I know. So
it's good to be
Dustin,
back,
what was your favorite part of the show tonight?
If I would have watched it, it probably would have been the Danielson match.
Absolutely.
In all honesty,
if you get the chance, man, seriously, go back and watch the matches from tonight.
So
Mox and Hangman was good. Mox and Hangman was good too.
So here's
my
thing:
all the matches are really good, actually.
You guys obviously heard seen my comments in the Discord of me kind of being done with mainstream wrestling, and obviously with it being more apparent that the whole thing with WWE is not anything official. I'm kind of okay, maybe not entirely done, but last week AEW put a really sour taste in my mouth. and it's like, I don't know if I'm just going to jump back in now. I might have to sit this one out and let that kind of dissipate
The
for a minute.
match quality wise, the matches were pay-per-view quality. Like they were AEW pay-per-view quality this week.
So this show was significantly better than last week.
Oh yeah, definitely,
absolutely,
definitely. Okay. Like,
yep.
We didn't.
I might trust you guys and go back and watch it, but if I don't like it, then y'all are getting some heat from me.
Well, we were streaming the show on the Discord for people who are subscribed to the Twitch. Shameless plug here. If you are subscribed to the Twitch, twitch.tv/crmedia1988, we will be having premium live watch-alongs. Of course, we can still watch stuff for free on YouTube in the other theater room, but in the premium one, you got to be a subscriber to the Twitch. Tonight we watched the show tonight.
The show.
Yep. I'm covering my ass.
We can't. There's certain things we can't say.
I mean, I'm sure I could, but like I said, I'm covering my ass. So, but what I want to tell you is, I didn't have my Excel document to put the rundown of the show on, so I took all my notes on paper, which is really weird because I have chicken scratch handwriting. So does Scott. Wow.
Look at Scott. He's such a better co-host than I am because I made absolutely no notes the entire time I was doing the show.
I have to, otherwise I have to do a rundown of what happened, because otherwise I have not before, and Scott can attest to this. I've been called out where people are like, you just skipped over this segment. And I'm like, what segment? And they'll be like, oh, the backstage interview they did with so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, I forgot it. Oh.
I will say that, going from me to Scott, at least in that aspect, you kind of leveled up there. At least he takes notes.
Oh,
well, other than that, I'll say it's a pretty lateral movement. I'd say Scott and I are very similar. And
I was gonna tell you, had Scott we knew that Mark was going to be out on Sunday, so had Scott not pre taken that spot, the invite would have happened.
It would have been you.
Yep.
I'll be around.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be around to raise some hell eventually. And
I know when you jumped in the chat, I was like, "Oh, my buddy, he's mad."
No, it's just I like doing this, and it sucks that I can't.
It's addicting.
And it's like, and like,
we can do a 3-man show if need be.
Well, the issue is my schedule now. It's like I don't have a schedule in which I can do this, and it sucks. And it's like,
I don't like that.
That was a bit weird.
Yeah, it was like Scott just got really big.
Well, there used to be a gap, but now they put it now it's close up on the screen. So
I like that one more.
Yeah, I like this one.
So I know this is the AEW Dynamite post.
We're over that now.
A little bit. Yeah, but I'm gonna ask a question here. And
I specifically asked at the beginning of the show that you would not flip and do this, and here you are coming on here.
To be fair, I wasn't here
trying to do it.
I can plead ignorance.
I'll let you. I'll let you.
But who would you guys rate WWE sell to?
Not Saudi Arabia.
Like if you could pick somebody to buy WWE,
not Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I don't care who it is, as long as it's not Saudi Arabia.
Look,
I have no issue with anybody from Saudi Arabia at all.
So
I have a friend who I like to call him a friend in the business, Coach Fraz, who manages the Howlets, is from Saudi Arabia. Nicest, most genuine, most realist dude I've ever met in my entire life. Okay, I have nothing to say about that. But the government and the way that stuff runs, I got no interest in a Saudi Arabia ran WWE.
Yeah,
with the stunt that they pulled with leaving the superstars in Saudi Arabia and the threats being made,
the LIV golf situation.
Yep.
Hey, ABJ.
He was on Facebook. Now he's on YouTube. He's getting around.
Next will
Like
be
being
on Twitch.
around,
But yeah, I
Oh,
think
is your
You're
camera
not
on?
even on Twitch.
Yeah.
ABJ, is your camera on?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
Hold
I'm
on.
just messing with you. No, I'm just messing with you. You're on.
No, I have
Don't-
like 4 streams going and it's really loud.
Okay.
I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting
my
to come in so fast. I just got out of the
Well,
shower.
as soon as you came in, I saw your face, so I was like,
It's
"Oh
like-
shit, there he is!"
it's like the
What
Four
happened?
Horsemen.
I know, isn't that cool?
Oh boy, that's high praise. At
Who's
least
the
I get love
player?
on one show, right? Jesus
Yeah.
Christmas.
All right, we got to
Who's
decide
the
who
player
is
of
what
the
member of
show?
the Four Horsemen. I mean, that's something we got to figure out now.
Chase.
I hate to be that guy, and I'm not
Arnie.
doing it because I'm saying like I'm the champ or I'm the 16-time guy, but just my lifestyle alone, I'm definitely probably Flair.
Absolutely.
Chase can be Arn Anderson.
Yeah,
I want to be on.
I'm on Anderson. No, I'm
Chase is big enough to be Arn Anderson.
You're
Okay.
probably you're Tully. You're Tully.
I'm Tully.
You're Tully.
Then
Yeah.
who am I?
I'll take it.
You could either be Lex or JJ Dillon.
Can I be JJ Dillon, please?
Yeah.
I think with the ponytail,
Lex?
with the ponytail, he could be Mongo.
All right.
Yeah.
So if ABJ is going to be Rick, I'm going to need to hear that Flair woo from him.
Well, I don't take other people's catchphrases. I would just say just because I like to drink and smoke, and I would probably do drugs. If my arm was twisted enough, I would be Ric Flair, and I would probably
If
throw
his
my
arm was twisted.
I've
in other
thrown
words,
I've thrown my ween in a lot of holes in my day.
if his arm was twisted enough, in other words, if somebody was like, "Hey, ABJ, you want to go do coke?" He'd be like, fuck it." Sorry.
And, yeah,
Um,
exactly what Kai has just said. All the LGBT plus stars will be gone. Anyone that is
The women's
an
division
activist will
would
be
basically be
gone.
non-existent.
Sami Zayn would be gone straight away.
Kevin Owens would follow him.
Kevin Owens would go because of it. Mustafa Ali would probably leave as well.
Yup.
so I don't like to, like I said last night in the Discord, I don't like to assume. I
Yeah,
know
but-
for one.
I'm
I
just
know
going
for
with
one,
what
sure.
I've seen from them
Yeah.
previously, with the fact that Sammy doesn't work the shows because
Kevin
of
doesn't work the shows.
he can't. Sammy can't
Yeah.
work the shows. Kevin refuses to do it because of the fact of Sammy, and they are really close friends in real life. And
Mhm.
and then
Yep.
Mustafa Ali has not worked the shows before. So
A lot of guys have refused to work the shows, and I feel like those guys, again, this is
All right.
Brian
assumption.
wouldn't do it.
So, what was your question, Justin? Because I don't want to.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was,
want
it was
to.
just who would
I'm
get
gonna-
screwed
we're
by
gonna
the
answer-
WWE by
We're
WWE.
we're gonna answer your question and then get back on the subject at hand. You shit.
Hey,
look,
Hey.
for me, if anybody besides Saudi Arabia buying it would be okay, I would have preferred it to go into stay with
The most
Stephanie
logic-
and Triple
yeah.
H.
The
But that's
most
for me.
logical thing, the most makes sense option is NBC. I mean, they've already
Comcast.
got Comcast. They've already got Peacock.
Yeah.
They've already got the network on there, and like I said, it's the one that makes the most sense.
But you don't want to see Roman Reigns as a Disney princess.
No, Roman Reigns wouldn't be a Disney princess.
yeah, he would.
That's silly. And that joke would be funny, Scott, if I hadn't heard that damn joke a million times before.
Could you imagine
John Cena.
Hulk Hogan as a
John
Disney
Cena
princess?
was a Disney princess.
Hulk Hogan as a
Triple
I had
H
Disney
to
was
put the
a
white
Disney
balance on my
princess.
camera. Look how good it looks now. The color temperature.
I
Hi,
know, I
everybody.
love
I'm
it.
back.
So what do you think, ABJ? Who do you want to buy?
I love
WWE?
how I love how
Comcast.
you used your remote. I loved how you used your remote to turn them on. I thought that was cool.
my brain, as soon as the whole sale thing happened, was like, imagine Tony Khan buying it. And like, it was just like the funny little thought process that ran through my head. And I was like, it wouldn't happen. Like, I don't foresee Tony buying them.
Look, Tony could if he went as an investor with his dad. But
Yes.
and yes, Kai, you
years.
can be a Disney princess if you wish.
Yep.
But Tony could buy it if he went as an investor with his dad. But that's the only way that he could do it.
I wonder if Steph and Shane could be like, My dad's not in any mental aspect to control the company, and then like they just went through that whole process of him mentally being unfit to run the company now, and something.
Yeah, but you got to get him to take a bloody mental
There's
health assessment,
there's
and good luck in doing that.
there's a shareholder that filed a class action lawsuit against it.
Good.
They're probably
it
not
won't
going
go
to get very far, but they'll good
Yeah.
on them for doing so.
All that would do is just delay the
Inevitable.
The sale. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear
I think
birds
chirping. I think
That's 'cause
Saudi
Your mic is
the
diesel, Scotty.
Yeah. I think Saudi, anything with Saudi is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to WWE.
One of the things that have been true in all the reports and everything going out, Sean Ross Sapp said, he said that if talent have said if that was the deal, a lot of them said they would not work there. They would all leave.
Yep.
A lot of talent that has been confirmed by reports, but the reports of if this was real or not have been drastically backtracked.
Yeah.
Yep.
And look, if the talent leave, there's plenty. As we were discussing last night in the Discord, there is potential of this hurting / helping.
Like a lot of like Impact, NWA, a lot of these places would kind of boom because they would have those guys to draw, and like the drawing rate for for those types of things would go way high because
sure.
WWE's just plummeted. The
but
fans,
then you'd
the
also
actual
have the drop in that with the fact of someone trying to charge $16,000 for an appearance fee, and those companies will no longer want to pay that.
Right. So plus positives, negatives.
Yeah, it's a double whammy. And look, for all we know, Triple H or Paul could turn around and work with Freddie and get that company up and running properly. Like they could get that company up and running properly. And do you think that people aren't going to tune into a Triple H run product?
Oh yeah, they will. I will for damn sure.
Yeah.
Actually, doesn't like the fact that we're not talking about AEW right now. Probably because when we talk
actually, we've
AEW,
been on. So actually, we've been on for an hour and a half now, and
we ran through the whole card.
We ran through the whole show, and you weren't here. So Mick was here, you weren't.
Yeah. Axel's been in and out. He's been in and out, but
I know
hasn't been here the whole show.
Yeah, I think people are probably bouncing back and forth between you and Savage.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Good for Savage. Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Hunter hasn't even been here.
Yeah, that's kind of makes.
I'm a little. Well, that's a topic for offline. I'm actually a little worried about that, but So, ABJ, what did you enjoy about tonight's show?
First two matches were good. I thought overall the show was good. The only thing that that kind of was weird to me was the fucking women's tag. Once again, the champion's involved in tag team stuff because she has to stand next to Britt the whole time. So that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, there's really nothing about the show I hated.
Yeah.
I want to point out ABJ just said something nice about AEW. I was checking to see if hell had frozen over. It has not. So
listen, if the show makes sense, I'm cool with it. But if it's silly, I'm gonna say it's silly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just had to be that guy right there.
Yeah,
like I said, the only
I don't just
thing...
hate on things to hate them. I just have I feel like I'm consistent with my views.
The only thing that I would say that bugged me was the Ricky Starks, Action Andretti, and that whole segment. So look at Mark.
Mark's here as well.
Marcos.
Marcos.
Remember that guy?
It's almost all the hosts.
Yeah,
it's almost all the hosts.
We might as well get Mark in here. We can have them all.
No, I'd have to get Josh. I'd have to get Josh.
Yeah,
Well,
we need Mark and Josh to make it the 6-man
all
tag.
the hoes. And then we
Yeah.
can all stare at Chase as he has to tell us which one's been his favorite.
The one that
Clear.
hasn't left. The one that hasn't left.
That's clear as me.
The one that hasn't left.
Clearly,
Saying it's me.
The one that didn't leave. That's my favorite. The one that didn't leave.
Did I leave or was I forced out?
It doesn't matter. You left. So
I was forced. Okay.
yeah. My mom kicked my dad out when I was 4 years old. I still blame him for not coming back. Sorry. took a dark turn real quick there,
gonna
guys.
Go, y'all have a good one.
Absolutely, Dustin. Appreciate you jumping in, buddy. All right. Anthony Graves. Look at that.
Wow, we got everyone here.
The whole tantalizing crew jumping in here.
Yeah.
Is this about time?
Yeah.
So let's run down this Rampage card.
I will
shall we?
say, I will say, Stephen Chambers and Mick were here the entire time, so I appreciate those guys. Scotty, what was not Scotty, ABJ, my bad, brother.
You think Mick has a praise kink?
Yeah, before the thing. And the name. So?
ABJ, play nice.
I'm asking an honest question.
We're still live.
So I already know.
We're still live. ABJ.
I know, Axel. I'm just giving you stuff, buddy. I like to mess with you. So does he? You think he does?
I think he does. I don't know. I don't think he's aware of it.
I wasn't gonna fucking
think
touch
it's
the
a thing.
subject, but
There's nothing wrong with that. My wife has one. You know.
Maybe. Who knows?
This is why I'm gold. I'm the best thing that ever happened to anyone's channel. They just don't know it.
Hey, speaking of somebody's channel, did you I'll ask you that later. We're not gonna ask that right now. But comparing me to a jerk off, come on, man. It's a jerk
Sometimes you could be a jerk off. We love you, but sometimes you're a jerk off.
What did I do wrong?
We're not.
I thought you were talking about me being not paying attention.
Oh no,
ABJ, what is one thing about tonight's show that you would change?
I would book Jamie Hayter to be a champion and let her start defending her title and start making her look like a dominant defending champion that wants to be.
I mean, she did get the pin tonight.
Yeah, but it's just a cop out. It's so blatantly obvious just how the AEW women's title has been booked since Britt Baker doesn't have it. If someone has a title that's not, when Britt Baker has the championship, she's out there one-on-one wrestling singles matches almost every single week, and she's getting almost co-main events, and she's getting all these opportunities and doing lights out matches and blood matches, and she's out there killing it. But when she's not the champion only gets really singles matches on pay-per-views that no one cares about because the entire buildup has been 6 or tag team matches with other women because Britt Baker needs to have her face near that title even though she's not competing for it. And it's just getting old.
Yeah, fair enough. What did you think of Adam Cole's return tonight?
Love it. I just hope they strap the rocket on the guy.
Do you think it was a good surprise? Like,
yes,
that actually nobody knew about it.
Dude, everyone's complaining we didn't get Sasha. I literally started reading as I'm talking. Everyone's complaining we didn't get Naomi. Everyone's complaining we didn't get Bucks FTR. And I'm like, Adam Cole showed up. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
I popped. I legitimately popped, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is awesome!" Like, I was not expecting Adam Cole, and yes, as I said, I wanted Punk FTR at the end of the night, but I'm happy because we got Adam Cole,
and I love how he did it. He's like, "Listen, I've had concussions. I had all these major issues. Everything in my life has been going wrong." And I have good news and bad news. And he goes, the good news is I feel better now. The bad news is the bad news doesn't affect me. It affects that locker room. And I was like, that was brilliant. Because everyone was thinking, oh shit, is this like the Edge retirement? Is this the Daniel Bryant, we'll see you later, Adam Cole speech? And he's like, "No, the bad news has nothing to do with me. It's
You know what it should have been?
it's that
It should have
locker
been
room."
it should have been the bad news is for Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, now he has to book me.
Because no, Tony Schiavone, I'm
No.
back. Stay
Yeah.
away from my woman.
Sorry, I'm playing with my camera as I'm talking to you guys.
You're fine. Favorite match of the night?
Danielson and the Japanese
Takeshita.
guy that I don't want to mispronounce his name.
Takeshita. Or take a shit
I
up.
honestly thought Cole was going to come out and challenge Hangman. To kind of because I think that's where they're probably going to go next. Is Hangman get? I think Cole beats Hangman to kind of solidify himself as a bigger contender in the company, because that was his essentially one of his last losses before he left, was losing that title opportunity to Hangman. And I think right now Adam Cole's going to start making himself as a competitor in the company in any shape or form.
Definitely. No, definitely. It can be he can be a strong contender as well.
Yeah.
And Adam Cole versus MJF is definitely money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's definitely money because people will want Adam Cole to win it.
And if Adam Cole is going to be a Lone Ranger, he's not going to be an elite guy. He can play that tweener heel, you know what I mean, where he's kind of back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
just as long as we don't get, if it does end up being MJF Adam Cole, as long as we don't get the 5 moves of doom again, like we're getting with Danielson, and like he had previously with Cody and with Wardlow.
Oh, or like you have to fight all these people to get to me, or you can't do this or this and that.
Yeah, the 5.
Well, it'd be interesting to see them cut a promo. So here's a question: Who wins that promo battle, Adam Cole or MJF?
Well, you saw what Adam Cole did to Karrion Kross in NXT.
Yeah, but that's not a fair comparison.
So MJF comes out and just does the low hanging fruit. Your body looks terrible. You don't even look like a champion. And then Adam Cole just does what Adam Cole does, and that's tell everyone his resume. Being like, yo, bro, last time I checked, every company I went to, I was the world champion. You just started. You know what I mean? Like, who do you think? You know what I mean? Like, Adam Cole, I said I did all this with this body, and I was the world champion, and I was the top guy in every company I went to. Like, that's all Adam Cole has to say.
Although he was never a world champion in Japan, but
yeah, but I mean, his stay there was like a hot cup of tea. Like, he was only there back in, like, he wasn't like a main player, right? He was just kind of a Bullet Club member.
He was a Bullet Club leader temporarily.
Was he carrying ROH's title while he was bouncing back and forth between Japan?
Think so. I think he was at the time. I'm
and
not
then he
sure.
dropped the ROH title and went to NXT. I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
I'm not my NXT history. My ROH history is not the best.
Yeah, because there's been only a few leaders of Bullet Club. Because there was Prince Devitt or Finn Balor, AJ Styles, I think he was Bullet Club for ROH leader. He was leader for
Cole replaced, or did Kenny? I think Kenny replaced Cole.
Yeah.
I think Cole replaced AJ.
Adam Cole was the leader of the ROH faction of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So
and then he got jumped out while he was in Japan, right? Or did he get jumped out in ROH?
Kenny took over from him, and they killed him because Kenny was a leader of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, they killed him on BTE.
Yeah, and then you had the infighting between Kenny and Cody, which caused the downfall of the Bullet Club and the Elite, and that's where the separation came, and that's how we ended up with All Elite Wrestling. Because Cody wanted to be the leader, but Kenny was the leader, and then Cody challenged Kenny. Yeah, long story.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I don't have
Rated.
anything else.
Scott, how'd you feel first time taking the reins here? I mean,
Well, the fact
you
that
kind of been bred for this for a while. You know what I mean? Like you
the fact
you
that
have been that
that-
you have been that solid replacement and that go-to guy for this channel and for us as friends forever. But now that you're officially a co-host, I couldn't have thought anyone better to step in and fill it up.
Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. And Chase had a few technical issues. We needed you earlier because he was having some major technical issues.
Clock got down to 10 seconds on the countdown, and fucking
stopped?
my modem just took a gigantic dump.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
His internet died, and then halfway
Yep.
through the show, he's dropping out like halfway through the first two
Yep.
segments, and I'm like, well, crap, I've got to do this by myself.
Yep. I
And I can't invite anybody in.
Yeah, I absolutely love. Definitely want Comcast to buy WWE because they provide great internet service. Great internet service. Anyways.
Yeah.
But other than
no,
that, Scott, you enjoyed it, right?
I really appreciated the opportunity, and I'm definitely keen for coming back again, as long as you're happy to have me as your permanent co-host.
Yeah, damn right.
I'll try not to drop some. I'll try not to drop any f-bombs next time.
See there
I'll
there
keep
it
it
is.
PG.
There's the shade, and then when we call it out, it's like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it PG rated for you.
I was like,
Yeah, you're gonna be way more professional than me. I'm bad news. Every show I go to now is implementing the no curse rule, and I just like, well, that ruins my opportunity on the show because I can't.
Well, I just started
Rogers
doing.
Go hire him. That's just not me.
Yeah, I had to start. I started it. I had to start it this week, so I was like,
Look, Chase explained his reasoning behind it, and it's fair
Behind
enough.
what?
The keeping the f-bombs to a minimum.
just tone it down a little bit. Just
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh, we have a no cursing rule here too.
No, not a
Oh, we
no
do.
cursing rule. Just to keep it PG-13. Like
It's okay. I haven't said the C word today.
limited to 5 or 6 f-bombs, not 6 in the first 10 minutes. For fuck's sake.
You know, it's after the 9
Is
o'clock
this the
hour.
Savage rule? That seems to be the rule going around.
It's after the 9 o'clock hour, my friend.
So we're still live here, but I'll I mean, I kind of touched on it with Scotty, but you know,
No shade to Savage, but he's like me, except he's a lot. He uses it as an adjective, not a way to put over the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also think it's the anti-Australian rule.
So you know,
yeah, you guys don't care about words. I love that country.
Exactly.
So I was just kind of like talking to Scott, you know, with Sports Empire, we have a lot of opportunities coming up, and you know, like right now, if I wanted to, I could put us on Amazon TV, Roku TV, and stuff like that. But I had elected not to because of the nature of this show and what it was, and I like the fact that it's my show and I can do what I want with it.
Yeah.
But you know, then you know, there was you know, there were some discussions, and we were like, okay, if Dave Portnoy, one of the guys that works for Barstool, flies by and sees this show and sees Axel laying down on his couch with a microphone that halfway works, and you know, just F this and F that and F this and F that. You know, they're gonna keep on scrolling. Like nobody's gonna pause and look at that and be like, "Oh,
I mean,
hey,
Barstool
like,
curses. They curse a lot.
yeah." I know Barstool was a bad example, but you know what I mean. Like,
But I do
it's
get what you
another-
mean by everyone has to look presentable and have something that looks like it's a.
yeah,
You don't want to have that. Yeah, you don't want to have a look about it that it's amateur hour.
Yep.
You want to actually look like we know what we're talking about.
yeah. Where you know, like I said, where you know the time periods where we invite people on are fine, but you know, like I said, to the fact of like, you know, just a, you know, I mean, even I'm not using this. I'm just using I'm using this as headphones. But I mean, everybody's got a headset. Like, use it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I see people interview people all the time, you know,
With it in, yeah.
yeah, with on their cell phones and stuff like that. That's fine. That's not a problem when we invite people in, but like just the show overall. So just trying to like not notch up some things, and
I feel you, brother.
especially while I'm on Sports Empire's platform, I want to do that. And
Although, Chase, I will
bad
say,
booking.
if you're expecting me to wear a suit, I'm going to say no.
I'm in a hoodie, my guy.
If you're expecting me to wear a suit, I will not wear pants.
If you expect me to start wearing pants while I'm on camera, I'm out again.
No, yeah,
we've already seen your chicken legs.
Yeah,
I don't have chicken legs. I really don't.
We got that vibe. It's just the way the Shawn Michaels. Yeah, it's just the way the Shawn Michaels shorts look. They're so baggy that it just makes the legs look smaller.
He's got turkey drumsticks.
They're like,
just because my upper body's so fat, it makes my lower body look smaller. But I do have some power in my legs.
Yep. Indeed.
But other than that, we should probably run down the Rampage card.
Yes, we could do that since we always do that, and we didn't do it today. So,
well, the first match is the one that was announced on Dynamite, which was the Juice Robinson calling out Darby Allin for the title, for the TNT title.
You mean Orange Cassidy?
Yes, Orange Cassidy, your mate. I believe we also are getting Kings of the Black Throne, so Malachi and Brody King. Malachi and Brody King against Eddie and Ortiz. I'm wondering what's going to happen with that.
Vampiro was so over. Random, but I'll take it.
Back in the day, maybe.
Back in the day.
Then we've also got the... I think the only other match we've got announced is Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale versus Anna JAS and Ty Mello in a street fight.
I don't know what you're a burner means, Scott, but it probably means something good. You just misspelled it. Oh, gladly. I got you.
I already did.
Oh.
I already did. I was just clarifying. I wasn't bringing that up to show it. I was clicking on it to do that. Yeah. So yeah. Santana joins the House of Black. Steven Chambers says.
I don't know.
Do you know what I think? I think that I think this would be a very nice story if they told Malachi Black stirring the pot, playing mind games with the two of them because he knows how fragile their relationship is, and he exposes it. So that's what I
being the sort of cult leader style, but like effectively being the cult leader that Dark Order should have been.
I just like I said earlier, there's no universe I see Eddie Kingston joining the House of Black, and I even still have.
It wouldn't work. It would just look stupid. As I said before, it would be like Miley Cyrus doing death metal or black metal.
Didn't she do a Metallica album?
She did a Metallica song, but she didn't do death metal or black metal. Like
I feel like Miley Cyrus can do anything. I'm a fan.
I mean, she probably could, but
absolutely.
But would you really want to see it?
Yeah,
Wrecking Ball is probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
I like Party. What's the? It's
Party in the USA.
We won't. Bing that's everywhere. Shaking like you don't care. What song is that?
I forgot the name of it, but I don't know which one.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
Party in the USA, I think it is.
No. That's old Miley. This was like right around Wrecking Ball came out. It's We Won't Stop. I think that's what.
Oh yeah, that one.
Good tune.
Yep. Jiminy Christmas. Anyways,
no, I'm not going to do a death metal version of Wrecking Ball for you.
Yep.
I'm not going to.
ABJ, since you're joining us and you're still with us, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social media, my friend?
I am Anthony Blackwell Jr. or A Blackwell Jr. on all social media. Anywhere you find podcasts or music, you can search ABJ Podcast and subscribe to the audio only version of the show. Or you can check out in the ABJ Podcast playlist on my YouTube channel and check that out. More content coming soon. We're doing some movie, comic book, music, literally anything pop culture that you're a fan of. I actually just had another thing added to that list that I thought would be kind of fun because I'm a huge stand-up comedy fan. So like, if someone's like, "Dude, let's watch an old Richard Pryor comedy tape and then come back and talk about it," I'm into it. Like, I just want to start doing more reviews and talking about anything that's pop culture.
I might.
I know
I was gonna say I might hit you up about a George Carlin. I love watching old George Carlin stuff.
I'm down. I love George as well. So like for example, Billy, the Converse kid, Billy Trey, is picking his favorite album, and we're gonna listen to the album. And what I'm thinking we might do is, we may or may not, due to legality reasons, and maybe it's not allowed to do so, but we may or may not listen to or consume the content in a lounge area or theater area, and then have everyone else enjoy that experience with us, and then immediately take it from there to a live stream, so it's fresh in our mind and talk about it.
That sounds
There
good,
you go.
man. Like doing.
So yeah, we're
sort of-
gonna do that, as well as horror movie content with my wife is coming, and then I'm gonna start going around and filming experiences at breweries and dive bars. So that's gonna be coming soon, where I kind of just go to a bar, bring my camera in, get the atmosphere, order a couple of beers, maybe sit with some patrons, talk to them, hear their story, and just be like, "Why do you like this bar? Why do you keep coming back?" And I think it'd be, honestly, I'm pumped to fucking do that episode, like that content. I think
That
that's
would
gonna
be
be
awesome, man.
I think that's gonna be a hit. I may get stabbed, but that's gonna be cool too. And then usually every Thursday so there's gonna be some Thursdays we miss because we do host a wrestling club at a local brewery near us where we kind of all get together and talk wrestling and do some events and stuff. So there's some Thursdays coming up we may miss, but usually every Thursday you can see me and Brian and some new co-hosts or people who want to join in, do some topics of professional wrestling, whether it's reviewing old shows, talking history topics, or just talking stuff in general, doing a theme of the show and having some fun. Not this Thursday, we won't be live. We'll be live next Thursday, and we're doing the history of the Rainmaker, Okada.
Nice. I like
Nice,
it.
man. That would be good.
So if you want to learn about wrestling and become better content creators yourself, come listen to us. A lot of wrestling fans out there who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. We can help you. We'll put you on the right path, and we'll help you get better.
Yeah. So some of you are.
I
are way
cursed too,
past-
didn't I? Did I just curse?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
We're over 2 hours. I'm done with it.
He's at the end of that.
Scott, I know just to kind of pick up, on like what I asked ABJ about, where to find you on social media. Kind of tell us the same thing. I think you're starting, because I saw you attach the Twitch, so I think we're doing more stuff,
Yeah.
so which is good.
Attach my Twitch. You can find it at RazDarkWolf. That's the same for TikTok as well. Probably end up on Instagram eventually doing that sort of thing as well. But that's where you can find me on social media at the moment, TikTok and Twitch.
Fantastic. And then, of course, guys, CR Media 1988.
Actually, I have one more plug if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Over on YouTube. So I'm going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff, and I used to be an on-camera person in commentary. That has not really been a thing for a while, but I'm going to be doing some behind the scenes. I'm helping grow 2 YouTube channels currently and some of their social media. So if you guys check out the HTW Network or High Tension Wrestling on YouTube, and then also they have a side promotion that's called Smash Master Wrestling. So essentially what I'm doing is they're going to start converting all of their content that's on IWTV over to the YouTube channel when they want to build that brand. So we're going to start uploading some of the past episodes of other content onto the YouTube. So you'll get the full episode. You'll get the open swim, which is like a pre-show. And then they're going to be in a playlist. And then if you don't want to watch the full shows, it's going to be broken down into just matches. So if you want to see this person versus this person, or if you want to see like Warhorse was in one match at Camp Leapfrog. You can just go watch the Warhorse match. So we're going to break it down by matches, so you can just watch matches or skits, and then we're going to start doing playlists where if you say, I want to see the Outfielders, or I want to see Edith Surreal, or I want to see Effie, it'll pull up just the stuff that Effie was involved in our companies.
That's
their
awesome,
companies.
man.
I don't want to say our, but their company. So I'm helping them revamp their YouTube channel. That's what I'm currently working on all day today, is just kind of going back through previous shows and taking the matches out and then making them their own file and then dropping them into a private playlist. So whenever they're ready to go live, they're good to go.
Cool, man.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
And then once they start airing them and debuting them, I'm going to start making TikToks and clips of said matches and skits and then uploading them as shorts to help them try to grow their channel. So go check out High Tension Wrestling as well as Smashmaster Wrestling, because I'm going to be closely affiliated with both of those companies.
Sounds good.
But so guys, at CR Media 1988 on all forms of social media. On Facebook, I'm sitting at 400 something followers. I have more followers than I do likes, which is weird. I don't know how that works out, but if you can, make sure you go to
So likes are people's personal pages, and follows are normal are mixed between pages and personal pages and business pages. So if I like you under my personal Facebook, it's a like and a follow. If I like you as my business page or my like page, it gives you a follow.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's weird. I don't know why they separate it like that, but that's what that means.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you can, I'd like to get to 400 likes. I'm at 368 on Facebook. I'm at 414 followers. Would just like to grow that. At 151 followers right now on Twitch and 4 subscribers. So, guys, would love to get to 200 followers on Twitch, and then on YouTube, guys. I think I'm right under 100. The YouTube is just not. Oh, I'm at 46 subscribers, guys. Would need 4 people to hit 50, and we'll call it a goal. So aim small. So what did Vince Vaughn say in Dodgeball? I find that if you have small goals or no goals at all, then you're never disappointed. And that's how that is. So 46 subscribers on YouTube. Give me to 50, and we'll call it a win for the month.
Yeah, my channel has taken a fucking beating in subscribers. I'm just falling so behind, but we're getting there. My type of content that I do wrestling wise is not what normal wrestling fans want to listen to or watch, because they don't care about interviews with independent people until said independent person makes it big, and then all of a sudden everyone brags about how they were fans of them the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
Sounds like the live music scene.
It's everything. It's independent anything. Everyone supports when someone makes it, but when someone's not, they don't give a shit. They just chase clout. Everyone goes to the bigger number.
For sure. 100% true.
And then, guys, explanation point Discord in the chat. I'm trying to get that community built up over there. So,
I felt some kind of way that I was like, "Where is everybody?" And they're in a different lobby, Discord, voice chat. And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of stealing my gimmick." But all right.
Well, I was watching Sean Ross Sapp's coverage of it last night of all the news.
I'm only fucking with you. I'm glad that I'm glad that we're sharing Discords and people are still like supporting both and not picking and choosing.
Absolutely. I would hope nobody would pick and choose. So the whole point
I would honestly ban them if they did on my end.
The whole point is to build a community together. So hopefully
that's
what I thought. That's what I thought we were all doing, but it got weird.
Hashtag screw tribalism.
Yeah.
Is that a hashtag?
Yeah.
It is now.
Gears of Kai says support the local homies always, and he says unless they're bad people, of course.
Well, I'm not normally a bad person. I just sometimes
he was talking about local wrestlers.
I'm just saying in general. Unless I'm portrayed to be the bad person on the show, then I'll kind of lean into it because But I'm not normally a bad person. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, I guess
still managed to go over the 2-hour mark.
Love it. Sorry.
I guess it's that time of night.
Touch of the ABJ.
I don't care. Guys, appreciate everybody joining with us tonight. Appreciate everybody, sharing it out and getting people in here. Glad we got a good episode to break down. I would have definitely not been interested in doing a 2-hour show if it was the drizzling shits. But like I said, good show tonight. So, Scott, you got anything
Yes.
you want to close us out with, sir?
Good fight.
Good night. Yeah, Steven, I don't know, man. I mean, there's really not.
There's only one thing to talk about on bad booking.
Yeah, really. So,
and I called it last week. I called it
Yeah.
last week. Vince McMahon being the bad booking of the week.
yeah.
Is it really Vince's bad booking this week, or is it just people jumping on a story that may have not been a thing yet?
I think it's a story. I mean, so like I said, other than Sean Ross, but Sean Ross Sapp even said like, "Yo, I'm texting people right now. I'm trying to get the scoop for you guys."
And no one
He's
knows
like-
anything.
He said, "No." He said, "I've had people tell me that part of it is true, but they can't confirm it. They can't confirm what all is true." And then he said, "Now I've had other people tell me that they haven't heard a fucking thing about it." So
Yeah.
like, and that's what's crazy is there was so many credible people last night who did that.
Yeah,
And
that were releasing shit.
the guy that originally sent out that tweet worked for the Zone, and the Zone made him delete the tweet about it. So, like I said, here's what I think happened. You guys want my I want to save it for bad booking, but I'm going to leave you with the tidbit here. Just like I think that somebody leaked that story to the Wall Street Journal about Vince using that money, I think somebody leaked this story because I think it was a talked about thing. And I think there were several people that were uncomfortable with it, several people that didn't agree with it. And I think somebody leaked that story out to see how everybody would react to it, and to show certain people in that boardroom like, hey, if we go through with this, this is what we're looking at.
Here's my honest question, and I'm putting it out there because there's too many fake ass people who say one thing and then do another. Like when people say they've been fans of people forever, but they only became fans when they became popular, or like I've been a fan of a company until the whole time and they don't know anything about it. But like, how many people are going to stick to their guns if WWE legit goes to Saudi Arabia? How many people are legit not going to watch it? Everyone's talking the big game now, saying like if it goes that route, they won't support the company because of what the people who own it stand for. I'm being completely upfront and honest. It goes that route, I'm done. I'm done with WWE.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it. I'm not fucking doing anything with it. I'm not supporting that company. How many people are going to actually do that?
I think I agree. I 1,000% agree with you, ABJ. Here's the only thing I would say is I think when people would see who would leave talent wise, I think then people would go, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is serious. Like, I'm out."
See,
Yeah,
I agree with.
I think majority
agree
of
with
the
you.
WWE fans don't boo. They don't care.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people would
I do
turn
think
around and a lot of people are going to turn around and will say it to save face, but then they'll end up just continue watching. And
Yeah, I can't
I
support
gave
a
up on
company
WWE for a
that
long
literally
time.
beheads people if they're gay and fucking I almost cursed. But like all that's like just the scum shit that organization or that country does to people who because of religious beliefs and everyone's like, well, everyone has the right to religious beliefs. I don't care. Screw your religion. If your God thinks it's cool to cut someone's head off because they're gay, your religion is stupid, and you need to be beheaded.
No, that's true.
You are ruining the world. You are the problem. Nobody else cares. Hot take.
And we're officially canceled.
How am I canceled because I want people to have the same rights and freedoms and execution that everybody else? I feel if you're stopping that, you should be gone.
Yeah.
Didn't World War II teach anybody anything? When you try to dictate what everybody else feels and thinks, yeah, those people need to be eradicated.
It didn't teach anybody anything. That's
a cancer you have to eliminate.
Like, you'd think it would be. It would have taught people, but no, it didn't.
My punk rock rebellion coming out.
At the end of the day, we know that there'll be people that will still watch, and it sucks because there will be people that still watch. I, for one, won't watch. I will give it up. I will get out of it completely.
Yeah.
Because I'll have the memories of what I've watched and what I already own, but there is no way I could continue watching that company.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not Gears of Kai. I am not part of the community, but I would consider myself a strong ally.
Yeah. Like, it's something that you just gotta. I've said this before. It's like being in an abusive relationship.
I actually got flipped off the other day in my car. So in my car, when I'm driving, in my sun visor on my passenger seat, I have a flag that goes in there, and it kind of sometimes it falls out, and the flag kind of drapes over and hangs down a little bit. It's like a little tiny flag, and it's a pride flag. And someone looked over at me, and they're like, and I was just like, and I blew him a kiss.
No, being in a relationship with the WWE is like being in an abusive relationship. They treat you good for some things, like for a little bit of time, and then they throw it back in your face. And
then they remind you how good they were to you at one point, so you come back.
Yeah, and then Saudi Arabia, well, if they sold it to Saudi Arabia, it's going to turn around and be basically they're constantly beating you.
Yeah,
like every single day.
I'm going to cut it short right then and there, guys, because you're giving it away for free. Yeah, you're giving it away for free. Okay, Tony Khan, and I need you to wait till Sunday. Wait till Sunday. Other than that, yeah, I think, like I said, we'll talk about it on Sunday. But I think that fiasco was a little bit more premeditated than what people think it was. So that's my opinion.
Do you want to take us out, Chase?
Absolutely, guys. For everybody that joined in the chat, Axel, Gears of Kai, Steven Chambers,
Lisa,
Stream Elements, Lisa, Mick Thomason, okay, Jake Boss, everybody.
Jake
I'm scrolling
Baker.
up here. Everybody that came through. Appreciate Dustin coming through and coming on. ABJ, of course, as always. We love a BJ. And
I'm glad some people still do.
Yep, absolutely. Like I said, guys, we appreciate everybody. And as usual, check out Bad Booking on Sunday. And then also check out the I-70 Hot Tag tomorrow night. We will be interviewing Tobias Storm and talking to Tobias, and then having more rebuttals with Valencia y Paz, because they want it all. So we're gonna give it to them. So appreciate all of you guys. I was trying to think of something else, and I was like, no, I don't think that's it. I think we covered everything, didn't we?
I think so. I think we nailed it.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody. I will not be doing any extracurricular activities tonight. I am tired. I slept for like 4 hours. So I'm gonna go to bed. So, but I appreciate everybody joining, and I will see you all tomorrow night or see you all Sunday night for Bad Booking, whichever.